What's going on, everybody? This is Astinosis coming at you with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And today we are taking our first look at Elegg. I don't know how to say her name. I'm going to guess it's Elegg or Elegg. We're going to look at her animations and then we're going to look at her kit. I don't know. I've had a brief look at her kit. It confused the hell out of me, but I, of course, was very much still waking up. So now that I have, done my workout, I've woken up, I've had food in me, I've had some time to, for my brain to be braining. We're going to take a look at that. And yeah, so first things first, let's take a look at this. Now, I'm not going to bring up the tweet on this. I will go ahead and include it in the video description, but apparently this Nikke's model was actually based on an actual person. So there is literally someone who looks, at minimum, from the neck down exactly like this. Don't know about, all that or all this, but from the neck down, exact same body type. At least that's what this person is claiming. Again, I will find that tweet and I'll include it in the description. I'm not going to bring it up because no point, no need to drag this on. You guys can have a look at it yourself if you want to. But let's go ahead and see what kind of animation she has to offer here.
As long as I can play some boom, I could live up on the circus by myself forever.
I dig the voice. Sounds familiar. Ooh. Why does it look like she's flexing? Excuse me? A track, though. Boom! Okay, Kafka. With your boom. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Okay. I mean, them jiggle physics, though, yeah. And that burst animation was actually pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to go... I was actually debating skipping. I'm still on the fence. I don't know. I kind of want to wait, in a way, to see what people think as far as testing her out. That being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at her kit now. And, yeah, without further ado... Yeah, here we go. So... She is a machine gun. We knew that. So obviously she's going to want as much ammo capacity as possible when you overload her. That is a pretty slow reload time, though. Oof. Yikes. Distractions. All right. Now, yeah, so that's fairly standard here. All right. So her first skill is called Skill 1, Short Circuit. Johnny 5, anyone? Activates... Oh my god, I just aged myself something fierce. Anyway, activates when entering battle, affects all allies. When attacking... Okay, that's a typo. When attacking an enemy projectile, damage dealt to that projectile is up by 59.66% continuously. Activates after landing 100 normal attacks. Affects the target and 2 surrounding enemy units if the target is in boom install. Oh, right. Burst 2. Let's not forget that. Burst 2, electric, and support. So so effectively she would be your burst 2 if you're using her. And man, burst 2 is stacked, so I kind of feel bad for her. Deals 91.03% of final attack as distributed damage. Okay, so I'm assuming that means the target and 2 surrounding. Granted, she's support, she's not a DPS. So now this is unique. So enemy projectiles. So that makes me think of fights or bosses like, for example, Blacksmith, if I'm remembering correctly. Who else? Well, there's that new raid, for example, that does come out with some projectiles. There's that, I don't remember what it's called, but it's that big ass fortress thing where you got to bring down the shields. It's got a pretty sweet track to it, and you're bringing down all the walls. That has quite a few projectiles. I believe the Nihilister fight has projectiles. So basically, if you're... Oh, Modernia. That's another one. Projectiles. And those missiles that come. So she would actually be pretty good for that, so to speak. But I'm trying to determine, like... I don't know if I can justify her over Naga and Tia or the bunnies. So let's move on. Fast charges her skill 2 passive. Activates after landing 60 normal attacks. Affects all allies if the target is in boom install. Attack up by 13.09% of caster's attack for 5 seconds. Again, this is assuming skill level 10. Activates when the target appears. Affects all allies. Fills burst gauge by 100%. Activates once per battle. Okay, so basically, she's from if I'm understanding this correctly, when the fight starts, you're going to basically immediately be able to burst with her. At least that's how I'm understanding it. So she's going to put the boom on whoever. No, let's figure out. Let's see how boom. So cooldown 20 seconds. Boom install. Affects all allies. Distributed damage dealt up by 39.74% for 10 seconds. Affects the enemy nearest to the crosshair. Affects the enemy nearest to the crosshair. That's that was one of the ones that kind of like had me like, huh? Like, that's a bit of a head scratcher here. Deals 79.2% of final attack as damage. Boom install equals defense down by 35.64% for 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm having a hard time with this one because it implies that, granted, could be typos such as, what was it, up here? It almost implies that it's just one enemy per burst, which, so you have to be attacking the one enemy. So it almost sounds like she needs to be on just a boss fight. No ads, just a boss. And projectiles. Because to at least be as effective as possible. But it's weird though, because where was that other one? Affects the target and 2 surrounding enemy units. So yeah, her kit is weird. Her kit is absolutely weird. I mean, I guess I'll run some of my own so-called tests with her. Granted, I'm not one of those math wizards that can figure out all that good shit, but as far as seeing what kind of a difference that she makes, again, like, I feel like if she had been a burst 1, it would have been a little bit better, because burst 2 is kind of dominated. You got, the bunnies, you got the schoolgirls, you got Marciana, you got Senti. Like, burst 2 is pretty stacked. So, I'm curious. I'm curious how people are going to run her, and I'm curious to see the testing that happens. I'll probably have to check out a few videos because, I mean, it's a unique kit, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely, in my opinion, niche to very specific types of boss fights that have projectiles, for one. I mean, don't get me, again, like, that's not necessarily bad for those fights, because some of those projectiles can be a pain in the ass, especially at higher difficulty levels, to get rid of. But you do typically get to the point where, if you have leader and the schoolgirls or the bunnies, where you're just going to kind of overpower everything eventually anyway. Curious to know what you guys think. I love her animations. Her jiggle physics are chef's kiss. So that alone, I'll probably try and get at least my 1 copy of her. And that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're pulling, whether you're skipping, whether you're going to wait, because we do potentially have an upcoming Pilgrim coming soon, hopefully, maybe. I mean, I don't hope for that, because after what Dorothy did to me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, for every like and subscribe that you do to my channels, needy person's cheeks get clapped.